Should Christians eat pork or avoid it completely? Is eating pork a sin against God, or are those laws outdated? In this video, we'll walk through the Old and New Testaments, explore Jesus' teachings, and clarify Paul's perspective so you can understand the biblical truth and apply it to your faith today. Let's dive in. In the Old Testament, God gave Israel clear dietary instructions. In Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14, certain animals were classified as clean and unclean. Pigs were considered unclean because, while they have divided hooves, they don't chew the cud. And the pig is unclean to you. You must not eat their meat or touch their carcasses. Leviticus 11:7-8. These dietary laws were not just about health, they were deeply spiritual. They helped set Israel apart from pagan nations and taught obedience, discipline, and holiness. Holy in Hebrew means set apart. These food laws were part of the Mosaic covenant. There may have also been practical health reasons behind these laws. In ancient times, pork carried a higher risk of parasites like trichinosis due to poor cooking methods. But more importantly, these laws were symbols of purity and obedience. The message was, God's people live differently. But with the coming of Jesus, something changed. In Mark 7:18-19, Jesus responds to religious leaders who were obsessed with ceremonial cleanliness. Nothing outside a person can defile them by going into them... In saying this, Jesus declared all foods clean. Mark 7:18-19. This is powerful. Jesus redefines purity, not as what you eat, but what's in your heart. The focus shifts from external rituals to internal transformation. Jesus fulfilled the ceremonial laws, including dietary restrictions. In Acts 10, Peter has a vision that challenges his understanding of clean and unclean. Acts 10:15. Do not call anything impure that God has made clean. This vision was about accepting Gentiles into God's family, but it also signaled a change in dietary restrictions. After this vision, Peter goes on to share the gospel with Cornelius, a Gentile. The walls separating Jews and Gentiles, clean and unclean, are coming down. The Apostle Paul speaks directly about food laws in multiple places. I am convinced that nothing is unclean in itself. Romans 14:14-1, Timothy 4:4-5. For everything God created is good, if it is received with thanksgiving. Paul teaches that food doesn't make us holy. Your conscience and your love for others. Whether you eat pork or not, what matters is your faith. Therefore, do not let anyone judge you by what you eat or drink. Colossians 2:16, Paul warns against legalism adding rules to faith that Christ didn't command. Some Christians still ask, didn't Jesus say he came to fulfill the law, not abolish it? Matthew 5:17, do not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets, but to fulfill them. Yes, but fulfilling the law means Jesus completed it. The ceremonial aspects, sacrifices, purity laws, dietary restrictions pointed forward to him. Once Christ came, these symbolic laws were no longer required for holiness. Cross overlaid with scroll breaking open, symbolizing fulfillment of the Old Covenant. As Christians, we are free in Christ, but freedom doesn't mean carelessness. Romans 14:21. It is better not to eat meat if it causes your brother to stumble. If you're around someone who avoids pork for spiritual reasons, be respectful. Love is more important than liberty. Your freedom should always be used with humility, not pride. Do my choices reflect love or just personal preference? So, to answer the big question, can Christians eat pork? Yes. Eating pork is not sinful. The Old Testament dietary laws were for Israel under the Old Covenant, and Jesus fulfilled those requirements. In the New Covenant, we are made clean by faith in Christ, not by what's on our plate. If you choose to eat pork, do it thanksgiving. If you choose not to, do it out of personal conviction. But let us never judge one another, because in Christ we are free. Free to love, free to serve, free to live for Him. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. Do you eat pork or do you abstain, and why? Let's talk about it.